Hi guys, and welcome back to Live Love Learn. I'm Teresa, and this is where we teach you how to speak multiple languages, how to study, and how to get abroad.
Hey, you're watching?
Welcome to our new studio. As you can see, there's this blank white wall behind me, and I have not yet decided how I would like to decorate it. So if you have any suggestions on how we should set up the wall behind me, then please let me know in the comment section down below. So today I'm going to be talking about Swedishpod101.com. So most of you know, if you saw my this year's goals and whatnot, that for the past couple of months I've been studying Swedish. I'd like to say that I've made quite a lot of progress because I started from absolutely zero. So usually when I start a language, it's not really zero, it's more like I've heard it lots before and I know like 2-3 words. But this time with Swedish, I knew nothing, absolutely nothing. I struggled kind of to even just hear the sounds properly, and I don't know, just even hearing the pronunciation was really difficult for me. I'm gonna be coming out with another video soon on my experience with learning a language from scratch and what I did to learn Swedish other than Swedishpod101.com. I'm also doing a video with 1 week of my study regimen of like intense Swedish. So if you want to see that, then make sure to stay tuned and subscribe down below to see the rest. Okay, so without further ado, let's talk about Swedishpod101.com. I want to start with an overview. So basically, if you don't know the 101 series, there are websites for almost every language. Basically on there they have audio lessons to teach you the language. I listened to a few of their lessons back in the day when I was in middle school and just doing Korean, but I'm not gonna lie, I didn't really like it that much. The free lessons that were available were kind of and then I wasn't gonna pay for the premium because I mean I was in middle school. I didn't give it a fair run, to be honest though. So this time I said, okay, I don't really know where to start with Swedish, so I'm just gonna jump in. I'm gonna pay for the Swedish lessons on Swedishpod101.com. So I did, and I'm gonna say overall I didn't love it.
It's a bebe.
Cancelled my subscription last month, at the end of last month, and I'm gonna tell you why. But first I want to start out with the good things. So number one is every audio lesson comes with PDFs, a short summary of everything that was in that lesson, as well as a full lesson script of everything said in that lesson. So I found the lessons to be very fast, so it was crucial for me to have everything listed out one by one, everything written out so that I could follow better and also revise and go back and listen to the lesson more than once to really get what they were saying. Number two is you hear a lot of familiar voices. So I did 4 or 5 different classes on Swedishpod101, and each class had familiar voices as well as characters that they consistently used. I thought that was really nice, that personal touch, so that you could feel involved in the lessons. So yeah, kudos to Swedishpod101.com for that. The third thing that I really liked, actually this was probably my favorite thing about it, is that they emailed you words once a week to help you build your vocabulary. And I actually thought the tidbits were very interesting. So yeah, you know, I'm not the kind of person who likes to learn vocabulary not inorganically, but I really liked these little tidbits. It's like if you weren't thinking about it, you could, like, it just pops up and you could see it, so I really enjoyed that. Now let's talk about the bad. So, number one, I found the grammar explanations to be quite poor. So I found that even in the very basic, the very first lessons that they suggest to you, they give you a lot of things and they give you a dialogue. Every audio lesson starts with a dialogue, but they don't explain much the grammar that they're using. It's like, oh, we'll explain it to you later. But on a flip side, I guess what they were trying to do was not to bombard you too much with all the technical stuff. But for me, I felt that it was the opposite effect because I was just getting more and more frustrated because I didn't know what I was saying, what I was studying exactly, and instead I'm left with a jumble of vocabulary words and no common sense to string them together. So personally, I didn't like that too much. Number 2, too many lists. So here I am again, the queen. I hate vocabulary lists, and so this was no different. They gave me lots of vocabulary lists with every single lesson, and I personally did not like that. I like to put my own vocabulary. If you're going to teach me a grammar, and of course there's vocabulary in it, then that's fine, but I felt that their base was teaching me vocabulary and giving me lists, and I didn't like that. Number 3, they beat around the bush, and this kind of links to number 1, and that's just because I felt like I was going in circles and going in circles about things because it just wouldn't be direct with me, and I feel like if you're direct and you do it in a clear way, but also make the lesson fun, then there's a good balance between being technical and then also giving enough space so that the student doesn't feel too overwhelmed. Number 4, no explanation of grammar patterns. This is that they did explain some grammar points. For example, they did explain the difference between et and en. They explained the difference between small things like genders in nouns in Swedish, and also like how to spot a present tense verb in Swedish, but they didn't explain patterns. So overall grammar concept, yes, but for example, if you teach me, okay, this is an apple, I want to learn the grammar for that sentence, this is an apple, so I can apply it with other sentences that I might want to say, like, I don't know, this is Pikachu, this is my room, or something. I would like to be able to apply the grammar that I learned there to other things. And I found that I wasn't able to do that properly, and that they didn't really give me patterns, they simply gave me dialogues with half-assed explanations. And number 5, the website was kind of hard to navigate. This may be just because I'm stupid, but I found it very difficult to find the lessons that I wanted. Of course, there was the suggested way, like you should start with this set of lessons and then that set of lessons, and that was easy to look for, but for me personally, I knew exactly what I wanted to study, and I found it very hard to sort through the types of lessons that they had. I didn't think that it was very well organized. And that being said, maybe someone else could tell me, or I don't know if Swedishpod101 wants to try and teach me how to use the platform properly, I would be really grateful and willing to give it another try. That brings us to the end of this short little video talking about Swedishpod101.com. Man, I don't know how many times I said that. Like I said, these are kind of personal opinions. There's some things that I think would be universal to everybody, but there are other things that I feel that perhaps if someone would have explained to me better how to do it, I may have been able to understand a little bit better. So yeah, if you have any tips for me about Swedishpod101.com or any language tools for learning Swedish, or any other language for that matter, please leave me a comment down below in the comment section. I'm waiting. Also, if you have any other books, apps, or things that you would like me to review and tell you what I think about them, then please tell me about that too. Tweet me, Snapchat me, Instagram me. Yeah, you know where to find me. I'm all over the interwebs. So I will see you guys later. I don't have to tell you what to do anymore on the YouTubes. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up, and if you want to see more and all the other things I promised in the beginning of the video, then please press the subscribe button and the notification stick to get an email whenever I make a new video. So that's it. I'll see you next time. Bye!